I felt like meeting new people and it's supportive a part of your growth because a lot of things change even you change every day. It's like your hair, your looks, like your skin, everything. So meeting new people and I think the more you grow up, the harder part is because of their journey and their trauma and how you'll be able to supporting with all of us because
Uh-huh.
not all trauma are gonna get healed and it might take at least 10, 20 years and that probably almost half of your life. So so those things I think is just a challenge and just you never know. Cause maybe those the people who knew your family, who knew you're old. So like all of those things you might come across. And
Yeah.
I think it's just a good strategy because it help you a lot with your social interaction and help you a lot with your current problem. Because maybe just one talk or two talks and you kind of giving you a different insight into your current problem and how they be able to support you in your current
Yeah.
life and how you be able to supporting them too.
Welcome to Extraordinary Stories. I'm your host, Forbes Shannon, with me today.
Christine Butler.
And our guest in studio, I've known for 3 years now. And what I can say about this guest is just always committed to supporting other people in any way that she can, from all sorts of different community events to winning a hackathon to Phoenix Fashion Week. The one and only Emily Nguyen. Emily, thanks for being here.
Yeah, hi, I'm excited.
Welcome to Extraordinary. I'm so happy to have you. So, Forbes nominated you to be on the podcast today. How do you know Forbes?
I met him through hackathon, and that's when I be able to kind of get to know the different peoples, and I really like his work. From what I know, he do a little bit with public service and a little bit with communication. And until now, I got some time and I kind of check in just because I need some help to put my story together because we have been doing a lot, and now I'm kind of just trying to reach out just to kind of see who would be the right person, or maybe it's what your feedback, advice, or and at least I got to connect with them because I didn't be able to get a chance. Because you never know. Maybe one day you're gone to somewhere else, and I might be gone to somewhere else. So I just felt like time to kind of work on it a little bit and
Mm-hmm.
kind of let it be,
Yeah.
and then kind of see how the story goes.
How the story goes.
Amazing.
And your
Yeah.
story has been full because you're doing pre-law. Before that, you were doing pre-med.
Yeah.
It seems like you've consumed as much education as one person can do.
Yeah, I try my best to keep up with
And
all
not
the
just
education.
any kind of education, like
Yeah.
top dog education. Like,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
We try. Yeah.
I love that. Can you explain to me what a hackathon is and how you won it?
Yeah, so the opportunity just came. I know it from my families, like family friends, and also I have a couple few that joined hackathons, and I know it was very big in the Silicon Valley. That was, I think, the start of a whole tech industry, and I took classes related to tech and entrepreneur and kind of things just kind of come across, and I got the invite in Venture Cafe, so I just check it out and give it a try to kind of see how things go because I really love the topic of the first one. So we gave it a try and we was lucky enough and fortunate enough to kind of win that and we be able to execute it and actually build that actual product. So it was very excited. I didn't be able to completely involve much at the time, but got to supporting them in the beginning. And just and everything just kind of go from there. Just from my understanding, hackathon it just really a little bit to technology innovation because in the beginning when new things come into the public, not everyone will like it. So kind of being a part of a team and kind of see how things go and be able to supporting that whole new things, new idea, new topics. It's a little bit scary because you kind of like a founder trying to bring something to the new society and at that point kind of like a new society because you're making change and changing something someone is not easy. So it's very excited.
It was the specific one was sponsored by the city of Phoenix, and what they did was they gave a problem and then they split a bunch of people into teams, strangers that had never met before, and they gave them 8 hours to come up with a solution to a very complex problem. This hackathon we're talking about was accessible chilled drinking water in public places.
Hey.
And then they give you 8 hours, 7 hours if you don't count lunch, and then you have to pitch it at Venture Cafe.
Okay, so were you pitching?
I was supporting the slides, so more the production side. But as I mentioned, we have the lead. His name is Jordan. He's also the CEO of his own small company, and that's when he'd be able to implement his idea into the product and how they merge them together. So his product, he has. Can't remember exactly. It was a coating material, and it was trying to insulate the heat with the actual supporting the temperature more because is trying to insulate the sun so that it won't damage or maybe like making
Mhm.
the products like because mainly the whole solution was more public health and water.
Mhm.
So when he introduced it in, because they were asking the proposal question was how you be able to keep a clean water or how you keeping a, like a regular room temperature under the sun. Because most of the water fountain that's sitting outside or maybe even nearby the bus changes people can drink it normally and maybe safe or even like in a good condition is really rare.
Mm.
So that was like the question that the CD and the mayor was question was kind of news question or maybe new product or new like material just to
Mhm.
kind of supporting that part. So his company and his idea was trying to supporting the temperature and
Mhm.
how they can insulate that radia- radiation, maybe
Yeah.
the UV rays and such. So I think that's I didn't go much in detail, which is in the beginning, and we kind of just have to consider what's pro and con of the public health and because water was one of my interest topics because I did a little bit with a global health and a public health, but I wasn't in RIPRI law. So that's something just came across, and then it's a very big topic when we did the whole STEM view,
Mm.
whether how you could be able to keep it clean and how you'll be able to maintain all of that because we
Mhm.
do the whole bigger
Mhm.
topic of like irrigation, like CD infrastructure.
Yeah.
So I thought it was very excited, and we just trying to answer the question that we have because they gave us the prompt. So we followed that, and because of his own personal experience with the company and his support system, so that I think that's like a ticket to
Mhm.
win the first hackathon.
They won.
You
Yeah,
Yeah.
won.
Mhm.
and to be able to build the actual product, so that's
Yeah.
very exciting.
That's a
Good.
really exciting
Yeah.
and complex and just the idea that you have to work with people you've never met.
For sure.
You
Yeah, I
know?
think
Mhm.
it was a good topics too because I don't know who they are, but we're just trying to be our best and kind
Mhm.
of show our knowledge and how we work together. So being a part of the management team, because it was me and another person. He also the CEO.
Yeah.
I think his company was supporting education. Can't remember his name exactly, but I think his name was Norman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it was three of us, and there's another one with tech software, and the other one more on psychology, and yeah. So I think that's how everything kind of come together, and how we follow the format and just kind of build it, the
Yeah.
slide,
Very cool.
and there was the one who presenting it.
Mm. Mhm.
Yeah,
So in a team, what do you think your strength is
Mm.
on a team?
yeah, I feel like my strength at the time was communicating and like I trying to supporting, collaborating because I don't know somehow I just understand what they mean and kind of like put things together. So
Mm.
the organization was what I mainly work on, and I
Okay.
kind of followed prom and say this is because partly because of my experience with the honor, which is a Barrett back in school because they promote a lot of like group work, teamwork. So
Mhm.
kind of learning different language and different style, kind of just trying to get to the problem, like what's the answer.
Mhm.
And then because of that whole journey with academic, they really giving you a straight answer when you doing
Yeah.
public speaking. You have to make it short and make it understandable. So maybe because of that, and Norman was really strong in his journey because of his work too with the education. So he kind of already know. So working with him was very helpful, and that's how we be able to put things together.
I was also in Barrett.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what do you think was one of the greatest takeaways? Because Barrett, the small honors college inside Arizona State, the whole goal, like you said, was to meet people that, you probably wouldn't meet otherwise going to ASU. And meeting people and connecting with people is definitely one of your strong suits in what I've seen. So, you know, this is kind of a crazy question, but why do you like to meet people?
I don't know. I just think it's kind of fun because I felt like meeting new people and it's supportive a part of your growth because a lot of things change. Even you change every day. It's like your hair, your looks, like your skin, everything. So meeting new people and I think the more you grow up, the harder part is because of their journey and their trauma and how you be able to supporting with all of us because
Uh-huh.
not all trauma are gonna get healed and it might take at least 10, 20 years and that probably most half of your life. So those things I think is just a challenge and
Mhm.
just you never know because maybe those the people who knew your family who knew you old so like all of those things you might come across and
Yeah.
I think it's just a good strategy because it help you a lot with your social interaction and help you a lot with your current problem because maybe just one talk or two talks and you're kind of giving you a different insight into your current problem and how they be able to support you in your current
Yeah.
life and how you be able to supporting them too so I feel really comfortable, and then I prefer more meeting new people that has same goal. Like they stay in education, they like professionalism, and they want to
Mhm.
support the world. So then you come across different people, but I feel like I found my group, and that's why I kind of want to stick with hackathon because
Uh-huh.
partially because of the management team, like Alex, Sarah, and then
Mm.
Cliff, like they're all very
Yeah.
educated in certain of their own fields, and they really like the new idea and they want to support the young with the mistake and how they will to bring all of those together and make
Yeah.
it actually happen. So I felt like that this seems small, but I feel like that's very powerful because of the mission
Mhm.
and what they've been doing is really helpful to the community and also the world.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's very. The thing is, just you just kind of just let it be because not everybody you met you're gonna get along. Not everybody you met you will like. But I feel like give a chance just to be there and be in
Mm.
your present will help a lot.
Yeah. One word that you keep saying or phrase you keep saying is let it be. You're like, just let it be.
Yeah,
Like, what does that mean, let it be? Like, in your own definition, let it be.
like sometimes I just sit there and people just come to me.
Okay.
I don't know how they just talk to
You
me.
magnetize
I don't
people.
know. Like those things just happen. And so if you're right in front of me, I would just have to open and talk with you.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing I can do. I can just say, "Oh, sway you away," and say, "I don't want to talk to you." Maybe if I don't want to talk to you, I should be nicer and say, "Not right time," but like at least it's you trying to be nice because
Yeah.
like at least you're making your ways here and like talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like just those things they can't do anything when you don't like someone. I mean, you know them,
Yeah.
you don't. Yeah, so certain things just have to
So
let
what
it be.
philosophy would that be? Like if you had to put it in like a philosophical term, like let it be, like go with the flow, or like what philosophy do you live by to let it be?
That's a good question. I never think of it. Because in my life when I grew up, there's somewhere you have plan. Like you go to school, there's certain things you get to your
Mhm.
certain goals. So those things sometimes I got put in because of my parents, because they was one of my biggest support, and then my
Mm.
sibling, and then like family and friends, and so certain thing I don't like, I would just have to give it a try because I put in, so I can't just defense in it and say no because I
Mhm.
know they want good thing and I have really good support around. So, those things to me, like that's the let it be, because
Mm.
you
Yeah.
already get put in,
Yeah.
you can get out, but like, what's the point? Because it's already in front of you.
Mhm.
So if it happened in front of you, should you just let it be and give it a try? At least you try new
Okay.
things and you met different people, you become open mind. So I don't know.
No, that was
Well,
great.
I don't know how to
Yeah.
put them together in the philosopher
No,
Yeah,
term.
I
I
get
get
you.
it.
Yeah.
My follow-up question is, what's the craziest thing you just said yes to that you just tried? The thing that just appeared and you were like, "Oh, well, I'll let it be," and you did it.
Yeah, so probably because recently, I don't know, maybe my friends or maybe my personal life, we got a lot of issue with communication because certain message we trying to send out, it's not completely go through. Maybe people sending me message, but it not completely, I didn't receive it completely. So it was a big harassment. So we did go through some report, and then the parents trying to help, and then relate to other issues that we've been working on with lawyer because really a little bit to domestic violence. I didn't fully completely involve, but relate to family, friends, and it was a part of the support team.
Mm.
So that's why we're
Yeah.
trying to get help a little bit,
Mhm.
and it's impact a lot with my sibling because I grew up with my second one and my oldest one. I'm more close to the second one. The second one was one also my biggest support too. So when all
Mm.
of that happened, it's just we were a little bit miserable. I don't know what to do because trying to reach out because like at the time I was trying to finishing my major, meeting new people. Everybody was mad too because more and more people experience the same, which is not normal. But
Mm.
we start trying to use like software and we're trying to use reaching out like we were prepared, like what's happening, why messages you can go, like their project, their plan that we trying to keep up with. So all of that work is very not annoying, but it's just I feel I'm really young. 'Cause I feel
Yeah.
it's related to other problem that I feel can be a part of a solution.
Mm.
So trying to work through it is really hard, and we certain thing that we felt connecting to those people or the organization, we have to let it go. And so that part was a part really hard because we worked stuff out and we tried our best, but get to the point where I just have to go back to that let it be because we try our best already, nothing is working out.
Mhm.
Communication back and forth just can.
Mhm.
That's why I just feel like it's like a sign of war for me. I was
Yeah.
like, this is not right. I
Just
never feel
let it
like it.
go,
Like
right?
I grew
Yeah.
up like when I reply back, they reply back, maybe at least someone saying something, so we let it go. And like it's the first time when both try, like
Mhm.
the whole because I got an advice where if something you're working on and you got that reciprocate back, then you should work with them even you don't like it or none. But they like the people who build you up and the people who can grow you. So like that's when
Mhm.
I feel like reciprocation, but it's like not the right time. I guess that's what I
Yeah.
learned eventually. But it was very annoying because we
Yeah.
don't know what to do. We don't know, are we doing something illegal, or because at that point there's not a topic of criminals. Like it sound like 'cause malicious action because no one interested in hacking your privacy conversation. Because eventually we came across conversation really weird with my close friend, and this seemed like not them texting me, nothing too bad, but you kind of found wrong, like
Right.
Yeah.
someone trying to fake the identity, and it's kind of, well, you kind of feel weird, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
you don't want to get to that part. And we're not talking about gender right
Mhm.
now,
Yeah.
but it's just something is that we know is not right, and we have to take an action, and we wasn't sure what's the right action to do besides
Mm.
just reporting and making sure you just have to let it be, even though we want to see each other, want to be in communication, but we just can't.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
I think that's the part that's very irritating, and
Mhm.
I don't know how to completely put it together because eventually the people get frustrated, people blaming on another, and they bring out each other past, and all
Mhm.
of those came to me when my reaction at the time is I have to finish school. Like I still
Yeah.
have like 10-year plan of school,
Mhm.
and out of this, and because this starts related to school too, and that's when everything just kind of like I froze it. I kind of like
Mhm.
just finished the first step as a bachelor and pause on it and kind of figure out what we need to do with this whole thing. Cause I felt it was a legal part, and I'm glad that I take some like law classes and out of those, I know general procedure how to do a report and what to do to
Yeah.
keep up your evidence. And I know some cases could go up to 10 years because they wanted supporting the people who doing the wrong thing because they don't do it too wrong because it didn't harm anyone or it didn't create like an actual bad murder case or something. Because the whole topic I never came across and I never think it's ever happened to my life at that
Yeah.
point. And it's like those topics came to me at that point, which is back in 2021
Mhm.
to
Mm.
now, 2022. I was shocked because I'm like, "This is something is wrong here."
Mm.
So
Yeah.
that's another topic where I could sound like it's identity fraud or maybe some type wrong with my identity, and I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like, this topic from family, lawyer, like, close friends, like, people who's young, like, not young, like, old, also
Mhm.
old too. They kind of have insight on those experience before. That was a little bit scary, and I have, like, mentor at the time, at the point I let it go to, and it's just like, I don't know what to do. So there's so many part of life and so many opinions, so many insights that I felt like I don't want to take it too personal, but also want to know what do I need to know
Mhm.
next. Because when I was back in school, it's really is harassed a little bit, and it start to affect my performance a little bit. But it's just like there's nothing wrong here because I felt like we did all the best that we can, and like keep harassing our like, personal privacy and
Mhm.
our connection and other work.
So when you're
Like
faced with a difficult situation in life, like
yeah.
whatever it is, what's your go-to to keep going?
Mm.
That's a good question. I just felt like it's the people you met, like the new professional people that you met, because
Mhm.
they're there to help you with your goals. And my final goal is only keep up with the law, keep it with your rights. Because
Keeping up with the law.
yeah, I believe in it because that's what I grew up with my parents, and my dad especially, in his work. Because he deal a little bit with the business side. So he deal with lawyer and he deal with contract, and we deal with international people. And he does aware of a fraud a lot because of the communication. Because those things does happen because people from different country and stuff happen in the internet. So kind of grow up with those things. You're kind of aware of how fraud work.
Yeah.
So so it just when all that happened, I was mainly focused in school. I wasn't in like contact anyone like written like all of them I met were mainly from school. So and then the family zone. So that's why I was just really surprised. And I just thought of my sister, my sibling, or their circle, because some of them had really bad ex-boyfriend, I had really bad ex-friend.
Yeah.
That's why I'm really glad that my friend is not completely that bad.
Mhm.
Like they work with each other and they really want to stay in education. That's why I feel really fortunate.
Mm.
But at that time, I felt I was too young to even comprehend what's happening.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit selfish at the time because I'm like, the goal is here to finish school. Like, what you want me to do? It's like 'cause this
Mhm.
topic where I should pause, like not finishing it, changing to different school. I don't
I
know where
get
it's
it.
like, I'm not doing it.
I get
Yeah.
it.
So at that point, we have to let Barrett go a little bit too, because we extending it out. The school doesn't helping, and I talked to advisor, a couple few, even like the honor advisor. I can help the situation at time. So if you think finishing it and you'll be able to finish, you should. So
Mm.
that's why we just finished the degree And so a little bit early
I
wasn't repair, but at least we here. And we got a lot of good experience and met a lot of good
Yeah.
people.
I think
Yeah.
it's important that,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes you have to put yourself first and just make sure that you are able to, you know, everyone else's stuff doesn't have to be your stuff, right? Like
Mhm.
it's even when it's something that directly involves me, like in, like, for example, an argument, I can take inventory of the role I had in it, but a lot of times I'm like, that has nothing to do with me. Like it's something somebody else's own trauma that they're trying to dump on you. And I think that's why it's really important to have something you're really passionate about, whether it's school, whether it's work, whether it's a company, you know, like to be able to bury yourself into it when everything else gets noisy. You at least have a place where you're like, okay, this other stuff is on fire over here, but I'm still gonna get this job done, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and choosing the side that you know you're going to benefit the most from, right? Like,
Hmm.
what energy are you going to get from either side, and
Yeah.
like
Hmm.
what's going to benefit you in your
Hmm.
narrative, your
Yeah.
story.
And so as it relates to the story, your story, the story of Emily, what does the future look like?
I don't know. I kind of just go with what I have right now because usually when I got email back, like they deny the rejection, but I took it as a positive note. 'Cause at least you reply back, I receive it, and you're in the professional field. So I never like check rejection or something like negative to
Mm,
negative. I just felt lucky that at least you acknowledge my application. At least you know who am I, like all of that. So, right now, I just trying to focus grad school, maybe like law school if I got the opportunity to go straight to law. So that's why something we're working on community service, and right now I go back a little bit of academics to study a little bit, and
mm,
trying to get to some work with the law again because I did like most of my experience was honor too, so I did actual work and that's related to law, a couple of few because I graduated business finance and a little bit
mm.
on the financial planning. So those bring me opportunity to laws and taking
But what do you wanna
yeah.
do?
Mainly just management and supporting the team. That's how I felt because I'm grew up with more production and behind the scenes. That's why being a part of the
Okay.
public and
Yeah.
doing all of
Mm,
these, I never expected and never thought of it. I
mm,
just, I just think I just do it more like a hobby
mm,
and just more on like personal size, but not could really like be out there and consider as like a career.
Hmm.
And I saw that a lot of my friends on like more the new opportunities, a lot of media and like the whole tech booming. So
Yeah.
I saw the opportunities, but I
mhm,
never think of it. It's kind of just give it a try because I really love software and I felt like it's a tool that everybody use now, like even taking notes, now even exam online or even like at
mhm.
work. So
Hmm.
it's very interesting. It's related to law too.
So,
Yeah.
where
Mm.
does that being the team player mentality come from?
I don't know. I feel like maybe because I was growing up as youngest child.
Okay.
So so I'm way that youngest one we have to listen to it all and whatever happened communication between one another to one another of the adult, I would have to transfer and maybe trying to translate
So
it
you're like
and
the
Mm,
mediator.
kind of
Okay.
that's
mhm,
that I felt that maybe that's why the whole teamwork kind of built from there
mm.
because I kind
It's
of
also
grew up.
why you're gonna go to law school. Yeah,
That's
for
why I
sure.
try.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we try our best.
I
Yeah,
could see it.
hopefully, yeah, we
Yeah,
try.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so, uh, I you were the middle child.
Was, yeah.
I was the oldest child.
Look at us. Look
Yeah.
at us.
What was
Yeah.
what was it like being the youngest? Like, what do you think the advantage of being the youngest sibling
I
was?
feel like
Mm.
we have more freedom. We'd have
Mm,
to be,
Totally.
we would do have to consider role model and professional feel like keep up with your standard and such, but you have more freedom and you be able to talk to and you have people ahead of you, like guide you to the right path. So I
mm,
felt that's the advantage
Yeah.
of being
Mom
a
and dad loved
youngest.
you more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I feel like being parent are hard too, especially like youngest or like
Yeah.
oldest. When at their age, you don't have experience as a parent.
Yeah.
So I
mm,
felt like I was fortunate. So that's why I was trying to help and give back because that whole thing happened. My second sister have two kids and I was like, I don't know what to do with them and I can't deal with them because she laid it on her
yeah,
ex-husband. And then
right,
at
mhm,
that point,
Damn.
that's why I don't want to talk much about the whole
Mhm.
thing. And I kind of let her be because I know she's not mentally capable at the time and I get
mhm,
what she's going through. But I wasn't sure at the time. I don't know what's happening to it. Everybody kind of just
Right.
go crazy.
Mhm.
But because I think because of my silent a little bit and my positivities that I just keep going and trying to reach out to the right people, and that's I talk to counselor, talk to therapists, and working on and talk about the story. Even though I was really freaking out because there was something is wrong here and it sounded like criminal action, and I
Mhm.
was shocked how my sister could be criminal because like she grew up and she licensed it and she was like a pharmacist and they were all working in the corporate law. So I wasn't sure what's happening at the time. And eventually we know a different story, but I kind of let it be at the moment because
Mm.
she was not completely want to open about her past whenever I bring it up. And
Mhm.
eventually we find out some story. I felt I
Mhm.
shouldn't find out what it's come to be.
Mhm.
So I kind of just open and kind of because I'm not a little bit curious because like why you hitting me so hard when I'm not ever being a part of it. Even
Mhm.
her friends and all of that and everybody at the time twisting story
Yeah.
just to kind of get out of situation 'cause they
Well, you
just
know what
feel
I
like
noticed is that
fraud.
you look at everything half glass full, right?
Mhm.
So
Kind
any
of.
bad situation that you've even brought up, you always look at it like in a positive light. You turn the negativity into light, right? You're grateful for the
Mhm.
opportunities or the experiences is kind of how I'm like is kind of what I'm getting. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so where does that come from? Just being grateful.
Yeah.
Maybe the background I'm from? Cause,
Yeah.
cause, cause when you live in a different country and you kind of see people who less fortunate than you, and that's why I felt like being the part of that environment. I
Mhm.
wasn't that low, but
Yeah.
I know like family cousin and my dad his work too because he do have to do with immigrants because in the country we like the part that we are living in we do have the immigrant from like different country like neighboring country like Thailand, Cambodia. So those people he have somehow they know our language and we still have to talk. So I guess having that growing up as a mentor, certain things he say a little bit harsh, but is I think he gives some really great like advice. And thinking back, I felt like he wasn't wrong. Like they love for a reason, and then
Mhm.
eventually I came across criminal topics, and it's very interesting because I don't think it's criminal. I think they're more mental health
Mm.
That's
people,
a
or
great.
they are they more unfortunate because it's a
Mhm.
story where they grew up don't have parents and more on the psychology side.
Uh-huh.
I just never think they could do really bad things to someone who don't know it about. But
Mhm.
they know of me, and then at the time I have to fight back, so I make some bad judgment, like not too bad, but I just have to fight back to protect myself, and I hurt
And
them a little bit. But
that
I regret a little bit, like, but I don't know how to move forward with all of those. I feel it's gonna happen again because
yeah.
the way I face it wasn't right. But I talked to therapist, and they say you're too young. That's general reaction.
Mm.
But you have to work on it, and if it happened, then just make it better. So that's something I've been working on because I know it's life, and then I know a
Mhm.
different story, but even worse than mine. That's why I
Mm.
was really appreciate how supportive other people was for me. That's why I try my best to give back while I
Mm.
can, and
That's
if
why
that
you were
happened,
supportive of other people.
yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
for sure.
that this point I don't know what to do, and if it's continue to happen, we have to do something, and that's only the new people.
So, I have a question for you. What what is, like, exciting that you want to learn more about? What are you curious about?
I don't know. Right now, I just kind of I'm in a frame again, just kind of like this application, and there's a step where you want to achieve the application, achieve certain thing, you have to follow the step. So I get kind of learn different things more into law. I think that my opinion, and I know anything too extreme could
Mhm.
get really wrong. That's with me back in healthcare with my degrees, and we take a break, and now kind of go back.
Yeah.
So it's very helpful. So if sometimes I feel like taking break really helps. That's why I take my um whole experience in on a
Mhm.
positive notes, even though I have to. But just
Mhm.
like talking about it, I see good side, but more the bad sides. That's why I try
Mm.
to make it good sides. Because we didn't met people that we should have met. Like for me at the time, I feel like I should have met them, but I do have to met them for a reason.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Up to now, I
Yeah.
don't know talk how
Right.
much should I talk about them, and even if I see them again, I don't know what to say. That's something I still have to work on, and I know I'm young, but at least you recognize it and you felt it's a fortune. And so I just and I felt like because I'm working on the healing process, because I don't want to hate them, I don't want revenge on them. I feel like anything bad happened for a reason, anything bad or good, just certain people that I still have to work on. Like, just wrong time, we met at the wrong time, and I don't feel right. So those things still have to work on a little bit. Because usually I don't feel the the click or like the magnetic part, or if it's certain topic I don't feel comfortable to talk on, I prefer to withdraw just to
Mhm.
Yeah.
keep my inner peace because I have academic and we still have to
Yeah.
make a living
Keep
and
your
I've
inner peace.
yeah, and just keep
Yeah.
my energy because I grow up with health issue too, so that's something we work on. And right now it's got a little bit better.
Mhm.
So yeah, so it's very interesting
Yeah.
topics.
You know,
So, well, we asked this question to everyone that comes on Extraordinary Stories, and I wanted to ask you, what's one piece of advice our listeners that if they did today would help them live more extraordinarily?
Like, can you word it a little bit
So,
better,
if
like in detail, like
for the
clarify
people listening to
it?
us, what's your one piece of advice of what they can do today to live better?
I got let it be and let it go.
ooh, let it be and let it go.
Because certain thing you try to hold on, but it's not in front of you.
Mhm.
You have to let it go. You
Mhm.
let it be, but if they come back and you take the chains on it, but nothing you can do. You can do is I let it
Say
go.
that in the mirror 3 times to yourself, all right?
Let it be and let it go.
I don't know.
I love it. You can read more about Emily at joinextraordinary.com. That's joinextraordinary.com and at joinextraordinary on all of our socials. I'm Forbes Shannon.
I'm Christine Butler.
Emily.
We'll see you next time.